Hello students, welcome to yet another class of accountancy ISC class 12. Today in this lecture we are going to revise the chapters which were covered in online classes. Today is 30 May and I hope we'll meet soon in July after your summer vacations. And during summer vacations you have to take care of yourself, of your family. You have to make a daily routine of your study, for your exercise. You should inculcate good eating habits so that you remain fit, fine, and study nicely and follow the guidelines given by the government for this pandemic, at least up to the time it is with us. Okay, and we pray for the best. So we are going to start with the issue of share. So we are only going to discuss the numerical aspects. So you know what is issue of shares and allotment of shares and public subscription, issue of shares at par and premium. So what will be the entry for the share application? When the shares are issued, bank account debit to share application account, then share application account debit to share capital account, and when shares are allotted, share allotment account debit to share capital account, and when amount is paid, then bank account debit to share allotment account, isn't it? When the shares are issued at premium, then securities premium are credited. Okay, there is no provision of issue of shares under discount except for ESOP, but that is not in your syllabus. So we have only shares can be issued at par and at premium. Then we had another topic, issue of shares for consideration other than cash, and these are issued to either underwriters or promoters or to vendors. So for whom it is issued, it will be mentioned in the question. If it is issued to underwriters, that means it is issued for underwriters commission. So we'll pass the journal entry as underwriters account, underwriters commission account debit to underwriters, and underwriters, if we are giving cash to them, then to cash will come. If we are giving shares, then share capital will come. Okay, if we are issuing shares to promoters, then incorporation cost account debit to share capital account, isn't it? Then if we are giving the shares to vendors, then we have definitely purchase fixed assets or some other thing, some other assets. So the entry will be assets account debit to vendors, and then vendors account debit to share capital. These are the cases of issue of shares for consideration other than cash. Then calls in arrear and calls in advance is well known to you. Calls in arrear is debited and calls in advance is credited. Okay, so what is calls in arrear? When the company asks for the amount due from shareholder and shareholder doesn't pay the amount, that is known as issue of that is known as calls in arrear. And what is calls in advance? When company don't call for the money but still the shareholders pays the money in advance, that is calls in advance. Okay, so interest rate on calls in arrear is 10% and calls in advance is 12%, and if it is asked in the question, then only we will apply and provide interest, otherwise not required. Okay, until and unless specified in the question, we are not going to provide for interest. Okay, it should be mentioned in the question. If it is mentioned in the question and the rate of interest is not mentioned, then 10% is for calls in arrear and 12% is for calls in advance. Okay, my dear students. Then we have over subscription and under subscription. Over subscription, you know, when the application comes for more than the shares issued. Okay, As you know, prospectus is issued by the company, and then people reading the prospectus, people apply for the shares. If they apply more than the number of shares issued by the company, then it is oversubscription. When the amount of shares applied are less, then it is under subscription. Okay, there should be at least 90% subscription. For an example, if company issued 1 lakh shares, so for under subscription at least 90,000 share must be subscribed by the general public. Okay, and as you know, when there is over subscription, the excess money is utilized towards allotment and other calls, subsequent calls, isn't it? And there won't be any such case under subscription. Okay, is this clear? Then forfeiture, when the amount is not paid by the shareholder, then company asks the shareholders to pay the amount. Even if the shareholder doesn't pay, the company first informs the shareholder and then forfeit the share for the non-payment of the money due from the shareholder. That is forfeiture. And such shares are kept by the company and company reissued to the third person or other person. Is this clear? So what is the journal entry for forfeiture and reissue of shares? When shares are forfeited, then in that case the entry will be share capital account debit to, yes, tell, yes, correct, to share forfeiture account and to calls in arrear account. Okay, share forfeiture will be the amount received on such shares. Is this clear? And for the reissue of shares, what will be the journal entry? Yes, correct, bank account debit to share capital account. If it is issued more than the nominal value, then securities premium will be credited in such case, and if it is less than the nominal value, then share forfeiture will be debited. And at last we transfer the amount of share forfeiture to capital reserve, and that is our capital profit. Okay, then I only discussed the journal entries. Moreover, there were accounts like calls in arrear account was asked, but they were asked rarely. Still, I have taught all the concept in online classes. You can have a check of all the classes, and if any doubt still remains, then you can contact me on WhatsApp and ask the doubts. Okay, so accounts may be asked like calls in arrear, calls in advance. When cash book is asked, I have already taught you how to deal with cash book. Then presentation in the balance sheet is asked, and I have taught you in chapter number 9 how to present the balance sheet. Is this clear? In the same way it is to be shown. We need not to make the entire balance sheet, we will make the extract of balance sheet, and how it will be like equity and liability side, then share capital, then we'll write first in note number column, and then notes to account will explain share capital, like we will write authorized capital, then issued capital, then subscribed and fully paid up capital, then subscribed but not fully paid up capital, and then less calls in arrear and add share forfeiture. You can check this format and in chapter number 9, and explanation I have given in chapter number 9. So that presentation is asked most of the time. Now most of the time it is asked. Okay, the presentation in the balance sheet. So student makes mistake and loses 2 marks out of 12 marks. So it is important to be thorough with the balance sheet. So practice more and more drafting balance sheet and notes to account. Okay, so that's it from chapter number 6. Then moving on to chapter number 7. This chapter is very easy. Issue of debentures, like the shares are issued to the general public, same way debentures are issued to the general public. The only thing is debentures can be issued at discount as well. So when the debentures are issued to the general public, the same entries will be passed as in case of share capital. Only in place of share capital, debentures will be applied. Okay, that means in place of share capital, debentures will come, isn't it? All the entry like issue of debentures for consideration other than cash will be in the same way the shares are issued, only instead of share capital debentures will come. Then issue of debentures as collateral securities. So when the debentures are issued as collateral securities, like when we take loan, we pledge asset, that is known as primary security, and in addition when we give debentures as security, that is known as collateral security. Such debentures are zero debentures because it, or null debentures because it doesn't carry any interest. It becomes activated only at the time of winding up of the company. No interest is provided on such debentures which are issued as collateral securities. Okay. Then redemption, when we make the repayment of debentures. So when debentures are issued, then the entry will be bank account debit to debentures application and allotment account, then debentures application and allotment account debit to debentures account. And when they are redeemed, so debentures are taken back from the debenture holders, so the entry will be correct. Debentures will be debited and debenture holders will be credited, and when we make the payment, debenture holders will be debited and bank account will be credited for the payment to the debenture holders, isn't it? So these topics we have only discussed, we have already discussed, and we are having a quick revision right now. Okay. Then writing off of loss, we used to write it off the loss like issue. When we issue debentures at discount, that is loss, and when we redeem debentures at premium, that is also a loss. So those loss are written off. Is this clear? Then from where it is written off, statement of profit and loss accounts. If security premium reserve balance is there, then we will write off from there. We can also write it off from yes, general reserve. So we can write it off from free reserve and from securities premium reserve as well. Is this clear? So for writing off the loss, what will be the general entry? Statement of profit and loss account, or you can write securities premium reserve if available, or general reserve if available. That will be debited, and loss on issue of debentures and discount on issue of debentures will be credited. Though both are same thing, but I have taught you separately, isn't it? So you have to follow in the same way. Is this clear to you? Now writing off of loss, the students who are having old book, please have a photocopy of the new book, because there's a little change. One extra topic is there, that is writing off of loss in the, not in 1 year but in the subsequent years, in the years of their, when they are redeemed. Okay, in that ratio. So that one topic, though this topic is already mentioned there, but questions are not there in old book. So please make sure you have the questions of, so you question of this concept. Okay, so you need to have a reference of new book, means this current session book. Okay, so that's it from chapter number 7. Then I taught you chapter number 9. We'll have a quick revision, that is financial statement of companies, and in this only schedule 3 of preparing balance sheet and statement of profit and loss account. So the balance sheet, the manner of preparing the balance sheet I have already taught you. So we have how many heads and subheads? How many sides are there? Two sides are there. How many columns are there? Four columns are there. What are those columns? Particulars, note number, current year and previous year, isn't it? Then we have two sides, equity and liability side and asset side. Then the equity and liability side have four heads, out of which we have to study three thoroughly. That is, first one is shareholders fund, second one is non-current liabilities, and third one is current liabilities. And in asset side, non-current assets and current assets. Okay, I'm not going to go in detail because in the previous lectures only we have discussed it in detail. Okay, then in this chapter only the presentation of balance sheet and heads and subheads, okay, of the items where it is to be treated. You should be thorough with that. Then chapter number 1, in the starting I taught you, again we will have a revision. In chapter number 1, fundamentals of partnership firm, we studied, first thing was profit and loss appropriation account. And as I told you, profit and loss appropriation account is nothing but the extension of profit and loss account, in which all the items related to partners are being treated except partners rent, okay, and partners loan, that is not treated. Rest, partners salary, partners remuneration, partners commission, interest on capital, interest on drawings, okay, transfer to general ledger, all things are treated in appropriation of profit. Okay, as I told you, interest on drawings and interest on capital will be charged only if mentioned in the question. If there is loss, then we are not going to charge interest on capital because it's an appropriation of profit, not the charge against profit. But even if there is loss and interest is to be paid to partners loan account, we will pay the interest. Is this clear? Because interest on partner loan is a charge against profit. Same way, the rent payable to the partner is also charge against profit. That's why it is treated in profit and loss account. Is this clear? So all the items of profit and loss account, I hope you know. Then what was the next thing we studied? We studied partners capital account and partners current account. Partners, there are two methods of preparing partners capital account. One is fluctuating method and other is fixed method, isn't it? So when it is fluctuating, only one account is prepared. When the method is fixed, we prepare two accounts, in which partners current account is prepared, isn't it? And the capital of the partner remain constant until and unless there is permanent withdrawal or withdrawal out of capital or addition capital is introduced. Is this clear? So I hope that is clear to you. Then when loan is given by the partner, so the entry will be bank account debit to partners loan account. Partners capital account will not be credited, partners loan account will be credited, and it is to be treated separately to the capital account. The same way, when loan is given to the partner, the entry will be partners loan account debit to bank account or cash account. Is this clear? Then interest is payable, whether asked in the question or not, on the loan given by the partner at a rate of 6%. At a rate of 6%, whether mentioned in the question or not. Is this clear? Then partnership deed, if it is available, that's good. If not available, then interest on capital will not be charged, interest on drawings will not be charged, profit and loss will be distributed equally, isn't it? And interest on partners loan will be given at a rate of 6%. Is this clear? Then interest when charged. So what will be the journal entry on interest on partners capital? Interest on partners capital account will be debited and partners capital account will be credited, and that interest is to be transferred to profit and loss appropriation account. Is this clear? Then the distribution of profit will be made in profit sharing ratio. If nothing is mentioned in the question, then what we are going to use? We are going to use, yes, equally we are going to divide the profit if nothing is mentioned regarding the distribution of profit or loss. Then there was one more topic, that was table showing adjustment. In that, when accounts were closed, then certain adjustment used to come that are very important, and I hope you know how to deal with the table showing adjustment. So with the help of table I taught you. So if any problem is there, again you can ask me on my WhatsApp number regarding table showing adjustment. Then minimum guaranteed profit, in which a partner is guaranteed a minimum profit. Even a firm may be guaranteed. Okay, so if firm is, when a partner gives guarantee to the firm, then that remaining profit is added to the firm's profit, and the partner who gives the guarantee will be liable to pay the share. Okay, so from his share the amount of profit will be transferred to the other partner or to the other firm whom he has given the guarantee. Okay, so these were the topics of chapter number 1. If I missed any topic, that is because this is a quick revision. I wanted to communicate to you that now there is summer vacation for you, and you were already in your home since mid March. So already it's 2.5 months and 1 more month, and we don't know what is going to be future, what government plans, but we have to focus towards our studies, towards our goal. So you have to do all the homeworks which are given to you by your respective teachers. And in commerce, I'll give you detail in commerce section, a commerce lecture, and in this I have given you one project work, as well as you have to do all the questions which are asked in the board examination. Okay, so those who are having any sample paper, so you have to attempt only those questions which are asked in previous board examination. Those who don't have, they can do it from the questions and from illustration, because in bracket it is clearly mentioned that what are the questions in which year such questions were asked. So all the sample paper questions and all the previous year questions you have to attempt from your illustration and from your question and additional question as well. This is this is your homework for summer vacation. And in the previous lectures, whatever the homework is given, that was for day to day purpose, and this is for your summer vacation. So that homework you have to do, as well as this homework you have to do, and your project work should be neat and clean. If any doubt is there, if you don't understand anything, then you skip that part and do the remaining part of the project. Okay, but your project should be neat and clean. Is this clear? And very tidy. Your lines, your accounts should be straight, proper. Okay, there should not be messy. Okay, there should not be mess in your project. Okay, it should be very proper as of a student of class 12. Okay, so all the best, students. Wish you a happy and satisfying summer vacation. Study and please stay at home don't roam here and there, don't visit to other places, maintain social distancing, and follow all the guidelines which are given by the government. That is for your betterment, so that you remain healthy. Okay, and whatever the instructions given by the government regarding the reopening of the school, you will get to know, because everyone, or I can say most of the students, are having access to the internet and news, so you will get the information. Don't get overexcited or don't be sad. Okay, this is part and parcel of life. This is a tough phase for human beings. They have to overcome this by their good deeds. So stay safe, stay happy, keep praying, keep playing, keep eating, keep studying, and please do take care of yourself and your family. Okay, bye bye students. Once again, wish you a happy summer vacation.